had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A look at the defensive starters now for the Raiders. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen?
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie from Clemson, Trayvon Mullen. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They were trying to go to Brown once again, but it's going to be second down. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Here's Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Let's go, baby.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Back to Mixon on first down. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The numbers for Mixon last week, 17 carries, 78 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And Eifert has it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Coming to you, coming to you. Rush in, rush in.
From midfield here, Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So first and 10 now from the 30. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10. To throw again. Dalton. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up second and 10. Now a play fake. Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
The guilty party there is the veteran center, Alex Mack. Now after the holding call, here's second and 20.
Here we go, here we go.
Now Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. On third and long, it's Carr. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Carr now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a second and 13.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Hey, we're good, we're good. You ready? 6-18. Bravo.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Now on second and 13. Carr. The pass complete to Ryan Graham. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 43.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. A slot receiver.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's second and 18. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Bengals drive about to get going. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get, and then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. And it'll be Dalton again. He's got his man, Boyd.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. And Dalton to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carl Joseph came roaring in on the safety blitz.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
A reminder that coming up later tonight, a good one on Sunday Night Football. We'll see what could have been a playoff matchup a season ago. The Bears and the Rams from L.A. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from down in Mexico. Mexico City, to be precise. The Chiefs and the Chargers going at it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Raider first down, 17 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw is Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He gets it to Brown, complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. It's complete to Williams. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 10 more there and another 1st down. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Jalen Strong, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
694. Even. 4 down. Even. Watch it.
Now Carr again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Got his man, it's Eifert. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. Caught. Eifert over the middle. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. So we've reached halftime here in Oakland with a... And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. This will be caught by Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week as he's got a first down as well. First 9 seasons in the league for Brown were, of course, in Pittsburgh. Last year, though, growing concerns of his dissatisfaction in his role with the Steelers and the quibbles with Ben Roethlisberger. So he ends up being traded to the Raiders in March. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6 straight years of at least 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Not a bad stretch. What a talent for Derek Carr to have on his side. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing again. Carr. Wide open receiver complete. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Let's go.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. The tight end can kind of be that diamond in the rough secret weapon that you have. And right there they show you why.
Yeah, and it's becoming less of a secret, isn't it, partner? Every game that we do nowadays, the tight end is a featured receiver, not just a blocker, as in the days of old.
Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game. And the Raiders have got him. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 2nd and 12, Dalton. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Open man, Erickson. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 16.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Dalton now to pass. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run. Anderson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Andy Dalton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. From his linebacker spot, Montez perfect with a sack.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
And Bullock will put this one through, and a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Keep playing.
Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. And you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the...
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Matt Longacre gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
To try again after the sack. Carr, that's complete to his tight end, Waller.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, man, it's complete. Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Carr now to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. And now it's second down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carl Lawson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Give him 14 on that one and a first down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw on second and 10. Carr. It's Williams on the catch. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This is caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Second and goal. One man in the backfield. That's Crowell. Again, it's Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive, 4 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. A draw play for Mixon. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So Dalton now. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Let's go.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field downfield.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. And Dalton to throw. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Passing. It's Dalton. And Tate's got it. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14. Dalton operating in the red zone now. He gets this one to Boyd. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special.
That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Dalton got his man complete over the middle. That's Erickson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Let's go.
And it'll be Dalton again. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down.
Focus, defense, focus.
Fourth down. Dalton wants to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They always say the real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Kaiser, he'll rifle this one deep right side. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of, what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Kaiser here looking to throw it. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Kaiser. Gets it to Strong. A gain of 28 yards there and give them the first down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Kaiser to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. To throw, Kaiser. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, getting the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Raiders, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.